What are you holding?
You mean who? I'm holding Martin Luther King Jr.
Why?
Did you forget it's Black History Month?
No, but why are you holding Martin Luther King Jr.?
Well, because it is Black History Month.
Well, you do know there are more activists than just Martin Luther King Jr., right?
I guess so. I mean, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, even famous people that were famous for other things like Muhammad Ali.
Well, why don't we dedicate this show to Black History Month?
That's a great idea. YJP News starts now. Honestly, I like Black History Month. I think it's important because it's important to dedicate time to allow an entire race and culture to be celebrated. I mean, every race and culture should be celebrated, but African American is a race and culture.
I agree with you, especially since there's so much culture from African Americans that we get to learn about now.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. But I wonder if our fellow students agree with us.
Well, how about we go to Campus Opinion to see what everyone thinks?
Hello, Jackets. It's me again to get some interviews about Black History Month. The first question is, what does Black History Month mean for you?
Black History Month for me means it's just a time to allow black people to get the recognition and respect they deserve. They've been deserving for years.
Gives us an opportunity to learn about African Americans who contributed to everything that we have going on in the United States. So I think it's very meaningful and beneficial.
Black History Month means knowing what my people did back in the day, how it makes you feel, you know.
Just to represent all the black culture that has paved the way to us now.
What do you know about the history of Black History Month?
I know that, you know, most commonly most people say that back in the day we were enslaved and all that stuff, but there's like usually more to it, like how we fought for independence, all that.
What do you know about Black history?
I know about the Civil Rights Act. I know about Harriet Tubman.
Okay, last question is, do you think this month is important to celebrate and why?
I think it's important to celebrate anything to do with any culture because we all in this together, so we should all just be together.
Yes, I feel like Black History Month is important to celebrate because it gives us an opportunity to spend time learning about people that we may not ordinarily hear about in our U.S. history classes and our world history classes and see the contributions that African Americans have given to our wonderful country.
This month is very important because it helps you celebrate like my Black history. It helps you know like what happened in the past.
Yes, it's important to celebrate so we can learn from our culture that is from the past.
Thank you guys for your responses. Now back to Brady and Faith.
Turns out a lot of people agree with us.
Yeah, some don't, but everybody has the right to have their own opinion.
True. Although African Americans wouldn't have the rights if we weren't able to fight for them.
You're right about that. I mean, MLK Jr., Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and many more brave activists, and probably some of the bravest people ever, given everything they had to weather to gain what they wanted.
Hey, speaking of activists, we should get to the word and quote of the day.
Hello, Juggets. The word of the day is activist. Activist is a person who campaigns to bring about political or social change. The quote of the day is, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thanks for watching. Come back next week for a new word and quote.
I agree with that quote. I think it's very important to our society, especially nowadays.
You're right. I mean, if we don't listen to that quote, and honestly, many of the smart things they said, we'd probably be cooked.
Did you just say our Gen Z term of the week?
You know what? I believe I did.
Well, let's go find out our Gen Z term of the week.
Are your grades looking pretty bad? You might be cooked. Welcome back to the Gen Z term of the week. This week, we're talking about a term that's been heating up. Cooked. The term cooked is a double-edged sword as far as it's used. Cooked could mean you're in a bad position or state that's difficult to recover from.
Guys, what do y'all think of my house?
This guy's house is so cooked. While cooking implies that the results would be good, like these gentlemen right here who cooked with these fits. The usage of the word was popularized by boxer Adrian Bronner when he said,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
That's it for the Gen Z term of the week. Remember, guys, be the chef, not the meal. Stay cooking.
What do y'all think of my house now?
Oh yeah, now you're cooking.
Thanks. Like, speaking of cook, I could really use something to eat right now.
Well, I mean, I think a couple pieces of bread could hold you over.
No, I want something grain-free, but I don't know what food has and hasn't had grain in them.
Well, I think Jace is talking about grain-free things this week, so maybe we can go to him and he can tell you some foods that are grain-free.
Let's do that. Here's Jace with Grain-Free Day.
All right, Jackets. Today is National Grain-Free Day today. But do you remember when schools like this one only taught white people? May 17, 1954, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren delivered the unanimous ruling in the landmark civil rights case Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. State-sanctioned segregation of public schools was a violation of the 14th Amendment and was therefore unconstitutional, marking the end of the separate but equal precedent set by Plessy v. Ferguson. But let's move back a little bit. In 1951, Oliver Brown tried to enroll his daughter into the nearest school. Unfortunately, because he and his daughter were black, she was denied enrollment and made to go to another school much further away. And while this wasn't the only trial that made up the Greater Brown v. Board of Education trials, the decision to let Little Linda go to that whites-only school would be the beginning of the end for the separate but equal precedent and for racial segregation in the school system. And in 1968, due to integration, Bartow Senior High School will welcome its first black students. Thank you.
Thanks, Jace.
Yeah, thanks. Now I know what not to eat today. Now before we leave, here are some final announcements.
The girls' volleyball team is going to travel to Florida Southern to take on Lakeland on February 28th at 3:30 p.m. Make sure you show up to show support for our team.
This week is FFA week. Make sure you wear your best red, white, and blue on Thursday and deck yourself out in blue and gold on Friday.
If you break your personal device, you can have it fixed for a fee. The price depends on what is broken.
Yearbooks are on sale for $90. Make sure you go to the website to buy them. The link to the website will be in the description below.
Grad Bash tickets are also on sale. They are selling for $140 a ticket, and you must have all your obligations cleared before purchasing.
Attending Grad Bash is a privilege, not a right, so breaking the commitment contract will result in no refunds being issued.
Remember, Jackets, Monday is Dress for Success, Thursday is College and Career, and Friday is High Five Friday.
As always, I'm Braden.
And I'm Faith, and this is YJP News.